Could you respect a man that you make more than?
Yes. The answer is yes. However, I want to see him being ambitious. He has to have a plan. He has to be someone that gets up in the morning.
No, that's not the guy you're dating. No.
So is this the guy
that's like the women trying to change men. No, he's making, let's say, whatever the average salary is here, 35,000 pounds a year.
It depends on his
He will
life.
always be making $35,000 a year.
Okay.
This isn't Build a Man.
But what kind of person is he? The kind of guy that wakes up and plays video games and just
He goes to work. The kind that he goes to work.
Okay.
And makes $35,000 a year.
Okay.
And then comes home. Sometimes he plays video games. Sometimes he doesn't. The same way, it's like we can complain about the video games, but how many girls are on social media for hours? We're just as bad.
No, you know what? You're right. I think I could, because I've been in that situation and I've been very happy.
How old are you?
31.
And your ex-husband did what?
He's a doctor. He's a psychiatrist.
And how long ago were you married?
Up until 3 years ago.
How much older was your husband than you?
We'll say 35 years.
So he's 53.
Currently, yes.
Why'd y'all divorce?
My husband got sick with cancer, and that changed him, and it changed the dynamics of our marriage.
Is he in remission?
Yes, he is.
And who filed for divorce?
I did.
Why?
He became mentally, emotionally, and financially abusive.
He took care of you just fine up until he got sick.
Correct.
And then when he was fighting for his life, you became a snowflake. Did you have to work when you were married?
No, but I chose
No, you didn't have to. No. You chose, but you didn't pay no real bills. You didn't have no skills. Knock it off. I'm gonna be honest, ma'am. This is a whole mess. Even the way you're talking, it just sounds like, ugh. And how tall are you?
I'm 5'4".
How much do you weigh?
180.
Goodbye.
What else do women bring to the table outside sex? I've been trying to think of something for years, an explanation, but now that I'm aware, I've joined the effort to bring back conventional dating. Pay close attention. What do women bring to the table in marriage or relationships that benefits a man? Most people believe this is a symbolic slur against women. Actually, it isn't. It's a legitimate question, but women don't seem to be able or ready to respond. Several suggestions have been made. First is money. But women frequently marry men who earn more money because I have my own. I don't care about a woman's wealth, although I expect her to have one of her own. I am fundamentally unbiased. Another is sex. Some people say that you only get kids when you marry, but the percentage of unmarried births is over 40%, so there is no need to marry. However, if my wife were to leave, marriage does not guarantee that I would still have a connection with our children. Women commonly discuss security, yet marriage never boosts a man's sense of security. Another idea came status women, who stated that men who are married are generally considered as dumb and incompetent, or as broken down and controlled. I don't feel like trying to shed that character on these women, or even bringing domestic help to the table, or even expressing that he wants a woman to handle the cooking and cleaning, or getting a male labeled sexist. Because how can I give a lady credit for that? Desiring to do this, how flawed is it if she's a stay-at-home wife? I'm essentially giving my wife half of everything I earn in exchange for an hour or two of labor each day. I'd rather hire a maid and split the bill with a working spouse. The final suggestion was that married men live longer lives. According to the statistics, but based on what I've heard about the research, women prefer to choose men who are already in very excellent health. Men who are unwell are less likely to marry and live shorter lives. What merit do women offer? What abilities do women have that men simply cannot live without? Women recognize the value that men bring to the table because otherwise they would not marry us. They are more willing to invest in a partner on children because they are aware that we earn more money. And women are aware that if he earns enough money, they will be able to stay at home to care for the children. Women typically fare better in divorce than men do. They receive a larger portion of the assets before receiving the children and child support. If a man is permitted to keep even that, he may end up living in his truck despite the fact that he could have been the ideal husband. Women are subjected to living insecurity. Men are bred from birth to protect women and children, especially those they love. So what do women bring? All of my criteria are now based on traditional women rather than these entitled Western women because I'm attempting to bring back traditional dating. Moving on, in reality, traditional women have a lot to offer. One is sex. There is a distinction between desiring sex with someone you have an emotional connection with and having single sexual relations. Adventures are happily recognized, but because I'm a red pill, they may not be for you. If you disagree, I'd say you're either mad or a sociopath. Promiscuous sexual activity with condoms has never appealed to me because it seems dreadful and frightening, and there's always the possibility that some floozy will be carrying your child. In the best-case scenario, she has an abortion and everything is finished. In the worst-case scenario, she has a child and your future heir is being raised. You all know that women bring children to the table. The lives of children raised by a pair are better than those of single-parent families. Naturally, this justification assumes that you want to have children. Finally, as you get older, having a spouse or father role in your life is viewed favorably at work and in society. Promotions and salary increases are more likely to go to married and fathered men. You will only come across attacks on traditional values online, or from strongly liberal acquaintances who believe that marriage is a business in which you combine resources such as money, work, and leisure. The concept of divorce is what kills couples. People may be more hesitant to marry if they are unable to separate. This might be a decision comparable to the lifelong marriage idea, as it would preclude them from collecting alimony, child support, or the ability to remarry. When you get your marriage license from the courthouse, you should be able to tick the box that says no divorce. Only my father knows that I would refuse a 3,000-mile travel to a ceremony when the divorce permissible box was marked. The following examples are for couples who are in it to win it and will not divorce under any circumstances. Before I continue, I must state that there are women who hold those beliefs, but you won't find them in a bar or on Tinder. Traditional women also bring continuity. For a civilian, this may not seem like a big deal, but for a military family, having someone take care of the house while they're away for 8 months is essential. Every week, who will begin with motorbikes, who will care after your children or pets, and who will ensure that your bills are covered. This obligation is commonly assumed by a parent or relative for the loan service member, which could go tragically wrong. I've seen men return home to empty bank accounts and wrecked vehicles as a result of careless relationships. You can choose your partner but not your relationships. My opinion is that traditional women greatly contribute, whilst Western women have little to offer. So if you want to marry, obtain your passport and start hunting for a traditional woman.